Hey, everybody. So last week we had a very interesting situation. The MKT redline gauge spiked right around the time just before we made the prediction. And Lee noted that we've got some interesting things to show you today, right, Lee?
We certainly have.
All right, let's do it. So as we go along and use these tools and do these prediction videos, one of the really interesting things is that we're going to run across real life situations where the tools help you. And this is one of those. This is, if you want to know how to use the tools, here's how you do it, right, Lee?
We had such a perfect setup and we recorded it beautifully with Twitter.
Okay, so yeah, if you go to the Twitter account, you can see it because you tracked it there. Yeah. Awesome. So let's back at the prediction and see what you said, and let's go over that.
What we had last week, we had successfully predicted that it had gone up to this almost 1-1 level. And then the Friday before we made the prediction, we had an observation of a spike on the MKT redline gauge. And consequently, when we came to make our prediction of the next moves, we were facing two possibilities. One, we get A going straight up without any sort of MKT risk index or any MKT redline gauge being triggered. And B, we thought it'd come down to this 1.085 level. And in truth, we already knew that gauge had spiked. So it was very probable to be B. And this is what we recorded at the time. And in our Twitter, we said we predicted that we might see some strong rises in volatility in the image below, but we still expected long-term to go to 1.1, 1.2, but it was come down and go through the B direction first. That's what we saw. That's what we said.
And so what actually happened? I know already, so I'm excited about this.
So what we actually saw was it go exactly down like the B case that we said it would do. We had on the chart on the Twitter 1.085. That's line is 1.085. And it just basically clipped it, touched it, and then went straight up. And that is because we have tools that tell us what level it's going to go down to, which was the red zone on the Twitter account. So I knew what level it would bounce at. And we know that we're expecting it to go up to 1.11. So that means that it's quite obvious to me that we'd get this bounce and to head upwards. And that is what happened.
Dead on. So one of the things I want to tell everybody is that, yeah, we do these videos. We do them every week, most of the time. And we try to get them out as fast as we can. Video editing takes a while. Sometimes we run into glitches and things like that. Like literally, I am posting last week's prediction video today while we're recording this. But it's important to know that we're doing a prediction video, which means it's timely. That's why we're also posting on Twitter, because we're posting in real time on Twitter to let you know that that's when we made the prediction. So you can't go back and look at this video and go, oh, well, they posted it a week later. Yes, we did, but we actually did make the prediction on that time, and the proof of it is on Twitter. So visit the Twitter, because there's actually a lot of stuff on there that's not here. Lee talks on it all the time. And as I always say, talk to him. He's a nice guy. I like him. You'll like him too. So if we're thinking about it, our prediction did exactly what we said it would do. So pressure's on, Lee. How about this week?
Yeah. Well, before we get to that, so if we get this one right, what are we on? Are we on 11 for 12 or it's got to be
10 of 11, I think.
No, well, yeah, okay. But if we get this one right, we'll be 11 out of 12. Wow.
11 out of 12. Talk about pressure.
All right. No pressure here. What we can see is there's two paths here today for Euro. And what I want to share with you here, Kim, is both of them lead to the same place.
Well, that's good. That makes it easier.
So what we're expecting is it to come up and sort of hit this sort of area at the top here, and then obviously maybe come off or whatever. We'll take another read. But our prediction is in the next little while, it should get up into this zone up here. Longer term, we think it's going to go to 1-1 at the moment, unless we see more calamity. But what I want to do is I want to zoom in on this and
Okay.
show you in more detail.
Okay.
So this is the more detailed view. And if I zoom right in, you can see we've got these red zones. Now, because we've got these red zones, the red zones tell you where price is not usually going to go. And we've got these very strong flow lines, which you can see in white and purple, and they give us a potential path that might be relevant for the way that this price move is going to happen. And the reason why I'm saying it's very difficult to say is because both of these, right at the time when we're filming, are straight up at this point. There's a strong up. And although price has rejected the line at the red zone, that could easily be broken because that's a line of resistance that may or may not really be there. But if it does come down and go through the red zone, which is quite unusual, it should come out to the target zone shown on the right there.
Okay. So if you were doing a really quick trades and everything right now, would you bet that it was going up?
I would bet it's going up to hit that red line, and I'd probably take my profit at 1.096. But we're coming to the end of the day, and we just wouldn't advise that particular trade. I just can't predict whether it's going to wheedle its way down onto the white or go up into the purple.
That's
You
true.
wouldn't be able to tell.
Yep. And we wouldn't advise any trade, actually.
So, no, none of this is investment advice. All it is for information
Tax
only.
and title not included, all that good stuff. Past performance does not equal future profits.
Yeah.
Whatever that line is. So actually, where's the price right now?
The price is 1.0916,
Okay.
and we think it's going to get to 1.0978.
All right, excellent. The importance of using tools correctly. You do not drive a screw with a hammer. Use your tools properly and they will be very productive for you. This is a great example of where MKTRedline spiked and it affected the prediction because we knew what was going to happen. So let's look at the history of that real quick.
The spike came in late on the Friday. On the 21st, comes into the Monday. The product does not compute over weekends. And because it's only based on Forex flows, it only works in the weekdays, Monday to Friday. So we have this spike early Monday. It's quite strong. It's not at the maximum level that we've seen before. It hasn't flatlined it. But every time we see it, we know that within a few days, we're going to see some flight to safety. And flight to safety usually means strong dollar, which is why when we looked at the Twitter prediction, we knew that it would go down rather than up. So it'd go on path B rather than path A.
Yeah, that's valuable insight. It's one of those things where whenever we say protect your money, whenever you see the spike happen, that drives an event that could cause the whole market to go down. It could cause flight to safety. And this is how you use this tool. You also have the risk index, which gives you a ongoing volatility gauge. And the thing about it is the MKTRedline gauge itself is powered by the risk index data. So they are intertwined. So we have an early warning system with MKTRedline, same information that you can analyze it over a longer period of time and actually have a predictive index is the risk index. And soon, MKTGhost. We'll talk about that later. So we've shown you how to use MKTRedline to get an early warning and see how it could affect prices, even though we knew where it was going to go. And this is very important because knowing how it's going to move is as important as knowing where it's going to be. And if you want to really see real world trading, like examples and how to use these tools properly from a trader that is amazing, and we're talking a person who has made 188% profit in 11 months, Let me let that sink in for a second. And if you want to hear that person and how they use our tools, have a discussion with us, click here, and I think you'll find it very interesting. And he's also a great guy too. It's good to surround yourself with good people. I'm a very happy guy. So again, make sure you check out Twitter. Make sure you check out the video we just mentioned and follow us. Please subscribe, like, all that good YouTube stuff that you're supposed to do if you like the channel. And we really appreciate that. And we'll see you next week.